In the summer of 2009, on the eve of what would turn out to be one of the greatest seasons in Fulham Football Club's long and usually middling history, a link was included in the season ticket renewal pack to a video commissioned by the club. It was entitled Fulham FC, a proper football club.
We remember the way it was, that very first time. The moment we realised we were all heading in the same direction. The way our numbers swelled with every street we passed. We heard the distant singing, the smell of hot dogs hanging heavy in the autumn air. All around us the talk was of former glories.
For me, as a Canadian in exile who struggled to find a club before walking onto the Hammersmith end in 1999, the sentiments in that video chimed with me. In 2009, Fulham truly did feel like a club with values from another time, where we, the fans, meant something to the football club as a whole. Fulham under Roy Hodgson at the time were a functional and effective footballing side. The swashbuckling style of Jean Tigana was behind us, and the future of Marco Silva over a decade away. The club needed us as we headed into Europe for the second time, following our triumph in the 2002 Intertoto Cup. Yes, we won it one time. Amazingly to viewers today, the club hammer home its Club of the People theme by taking a none too subtle swipe at the trends of our peers in the Premier League, being bought by foreign billionaires.
And the Russian and American billionaires, absentee landlords who'd rather watch their stock price than a good game of football. What the hell do those people really know about football? And more to the point, do they really care?
Watching this now rings sour, as we were owned at the time by a man we now know to be a monster, one to our shame we sang praises to for bringing us home, and whose death we lamented. This section turned out to be utterly prophetic, as we would soon be owned by an American billionaire whose own judgment in sporting matters leaves much to be desired. To end up with Marco Silva, we've had Felix Magath, Claudio Ranieri, and Jags fans have been done even dirtier with Urban Meyer. This questionable judgment goes hand in hand with remarkable generosity to Fulham Football Club, with hundreds of millions of pounds being poured into the club, infrastructure being renewed, and a shiny new stand that looms along the riverside at Craven Cottage. It cannot be understated that we would not be experiencing the football we are, flirting with Europe once again, if it were not for the generosity of Shahid Khan. But what Mr. Khan giveth, he also taketh away. While the questionable appointments and player recruitment on the footballing side can be laid at the feet of the nepotistic side of the Khan business empire, it is the commercial heart of the club that has seen the sentiments of this video turn to ash in the mouths of Fulham supporters. Under the direction of CEO Alistair McIntosh, the club has been striving for sustainability, a goal that most fans of the club would agree with. The execution of the sustainability drive has not been with the fans Fulham once courted in mind. The Riverside stand has the dubious honour of acquiring the most expensive season ticket in the Premier League to sit in on a regular basis. The much vaunted Fulham Pier, which is the shops and restaurants contained within the Riverside, let people who may want to visit and partake of its wares know that they regret that sometimes Fulham Pier will have to close due to matches being played by the local football team. Wait, sorry, they've updated that? Oh good, they've remembered the football team's name, which is handy. The Riverside, years late and budget undetermined, is very much the symbol of what Khan and McIntosh's master plan for Fulham is. Not the club that used to welcome kids for a quid, but for those who don't care about the 11 players in black and white on the pitch, but just who want to see the Premier League's product and are willing to pay handsomely for it. My seat behind the goal in the Hammersmith End's bouncing H5 section, with a post in the way of my view of a chunk of the left-hand side of the pitch, would cost a tourist fan to our fine stadium on the river £79 for one of the Big Six games. Or for the same game in a stand where, the toilets actually work and you can get a beer at half-time, just 150 quid. All of these prices only equate to part of Fulham's total matchday revenues, which is only 10% of the club's total revenues. Shahid Khan's vision for Fulham Football Club is one that Ali Mack is pursuing, right down to having a swimming pool on the roof of a football stadium. Wonder where he got that idea. Fulham Football Club is a proper football club. We are, with a few exceptions, one of the clubs our rivals respect and flock to when we play them. Thankfully, for the fans of our rival clubs, if you are willing to pay the price of admission, Ali Mack will let you sit wherever the hell you want. The sustainable Fulham Football Club of the future is one with Premier League football at its heart, and in line with that ethos, Premier League prices. £3 pints if you get there early aside. The club that once touted the proper roots of its fans now either believes that they live in London's affluent SW6, which the vast majority do not, or those who aspire to live in SW6 are the sort of people that are welcome at Fulham. Whatever happens on the pitch is only a catalyst to attract those who are willing to pay for the privilege of watching Fulham, despite our manager's calls to make the cottage a fortress. We have to remember, though, that we're not alone in this fight. The FSA is leading the fight against these insane ticket price rises with their Stop Exploiting Loyalty campaign, one that our own Fulham Supporters Trust echoes. Other clubs are seeing success by uniting and pushing back against the elites who run their clubs. For some, I know the Fulham Supporters Trust is an organisation that they may have had issues with in the past. But sometimes we need to back the organisation that can voice our concerns and, with the support of many, can amplify our voices to the club, even if you may have to hold your nose to supply that support. The club's fan advisory board has proven what its undemocratic foundation has shown it to be: nothing more than window dressing. Fulham Football Club once remembered what true fans of the club meant, and together we saw the club achieve amazing things, even if we were moments away from going even higher. That the proper club video is no longer hosted on the Fulham FC YouTube channel is telling. But we still are those fans, despite what the custodians of our club might feel. We still feel the pride of walking through Bishop's Park, past the watching eyes of Johnny Haynes, and into the best ground in the world, our home by the river.
At this club, people regularly do things that others in the Premiership would never even consider, let alone sanction. And they do it not because they want to create good PR, but because they still remember how it felt that very first time. And most of all, they do it because it's the right thing to do. Fulham Football Club. Doing the right thing.
Fulham Football Club are not doing the right things anymore. It is up to us to remind them that they must do better.